Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It is 9 o'clock on a Sunday, which means it's time for a review show special. Now, this is where I take a deep dive into a particular subject, a particular creator, and I tell you exactly what I think of the routines that they have brought out. Now, today I'm doing a review show special on Chris Congre. Now, if you don't know who Chris Congre is, you've probably been living under a rock. This is not my first review show special on Chris Congre. I've done a few of them because Chris is a very, very prolific creator. Chris has been performing magic for many, many years. He's been around for a very long time. He's released magic through most major production companies and now has his own production company called Stellar Magic. And Stellar Magic has produced over the last few years some really popular items. Cloak is still one of the most popular items for the last few years for working magicians. And obviously that was one of Stellar Magic's very first tricks. Now, Chris is constantly creating, is constantly innovating. He's written literally, I think, about 5 books at this point, published so many physical products. And the guy just can't help create magic constantly. But here's the thing that makes Chris a little bit different to most. The thing that makes him different is Chris performs in the real world. Now, I've known Chris personally for many years. I've actually been to gigs with Chris many, many times. And he is a phenomenal performer. He's one of these people that doesn't just talk the talk, but he actually walks the walk as well. And through his career, he's performed almost every type of magic. He's done kid shows, close-up, cabaret, stage. He did the holiday park circuit at one point. He's been there, bought the t-shirt, then again, over and over again. And although he focuses these days on close-up magic, he's got the experience to back up everything. So you know when Stellar Magic and Chris Congre bring a trick out, you know that that trick is going to be worthy of your attention because it's going to be something that's worked in the real world. The other thing you need to know about Chris, and this is going to be a kind of a theme running through all of the tricks that we're going to be looking at today, is that Chris, although he's quite technically proficient and he's very, very good at sleight of hand, he goes for the easiest possible approach when creating magic. If there's an easier way to do something, that's what he's going to do. Which means that a lot of his material, if not all of his material, is totally accessible to new magicians, magicians maybe with less experience, which is great. You know, you don't see a lot of people that are doing that these days, but Chris is. The other thing that you need to know about Chris is he has a really great sense of humor. Now, the reason I tell you that is because generally as a rule, if a trick is released by Chris Congre and it doesn't have some sort of penis reference in it, then it's obviously been a bad day for Chris, because a lot of his stuff is designed to work in the trenches. And by in the trenches, I mean, you know, I've seen comments online about, oh, I wouldn't do a sponge ding dong, I'd never do that, that's devaluing the art. Well, that's your opinion. But if you perform in the sort of places that I do, and I know Chris does, that's the sort of thing that really goes over well. And you see a lot of that in Chris's magic. So with that being said, we're going to have a look at 4 Chris Congre tricks today. 4 brand new Chris Congre tricks. I was at the Wizards Weekender, the Chris Cross Magic Convention, Wizards Weekender. And Chris was not only lecturing, but had a dealer booth. And I was blown away by a lot of his new releases. So we're going to have a look at those on this review show special. The one thing I do want to say is I'm good friends with Chris. I've known him for a long time. We've been the best of friends and the worst of enemies over the previous few years. We're in a good place right now. But I do consider him a friend. And because of that, I do want to tell you that I'm going to be completely honest about these products. Although Chris is a friend, I have told him he only will get the truth from me, and everybody watching this will only get the truth from me as well. But with that all being said, we're going to get straight into it. And we're going to start with a new trick by Chris, which has really taken the world by storm, the magic world by storm. A lot of people are talking about this. It's called Voodoo. So Voodoo by Stellar Magic and Chris Congre. What is Voodoo? Well, in essence, it's a packet trick. It's a packet trick that you can just put in your pocket and you're good to go anytime, anywhere. And I don't want to say anything about it just yet. All I want to do is just show you a performance of me doing this. Now, I managed to get a chance to grab Thea and showed Thea this trick. So you're going to see my performance of this to Thea, my daughter. You can see what she thinks of it, and then I'm going to bring it back into the studio and we'll give it a full review. Let's have a look at performance of Voodoo by Chris Congre. Have you ever heard of Voodoo? Do you know what Voodoo is? It's fine if you don't, so I'll tell you. Okay, so many years ago in a different country, there used to be this practitioner called Voodoo. Yeah. And they used to have voodoo dolls, and what people used to believe is whatever you did to a voodoo doll would happen to the person that voodoo doll is meant to look like. So, for example, if I made a little Thea voodoo doll and I punched it in the head, you would feel like I've punched you in the head. If I tickled my little voodoo doll, you would feel like I tickled you. And people used it with pins. They'd put pins in the doll, and like if you put a pin in the arm, for example, somebody would feel a real pain in the arm. Now, there's a big question mark over whether voodoo actually exists or doesn't exist, but I'm going to try it. Not on you, so don't worry. But I do need your help. Can you hold your hand out for me, flat and palm up? Very good. And don't move a muscle. Don't even breathe. Put your other hand there as well. Now, on this hand, I'm going to put a little voodoo doll. His name's Bob. Say hi, Bob. Now, these are all of our potential victims, because that's why they say on the back, keep your hands nice and flat, that's why they say on the back, potential victim, potential victim, potential victim, potential victim. That's because his name's Victor Timothy. Victim. Not really. Now, on the other side, we've got pictures of little victim. That's victim number 1. That's victim number 2. That's victim number 3. And that one there's Arthur. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to try and do something. We're going to take just one of these potential victims, okay? We're going to take this one right here, yep. Okay? And I'm going to put that on your other hand. And we're going to see, we're going to keep that away from the voodoo doll. We don't need these 3. And we're going to see if we can make, oh, you don't trust me at all, do you? We're going to see if we can make, now keep your hand there so it's in shot. We're going to see if we can make something happen to the voodoo doll, and at the same time it's going to happen to the victim, because this voodoo doll is based on this victim over here. So I want you to imagine I've got an invisible pin. Be careful, it's a sharp pin. I'm going to go back and forth on the doll. Just say stop anytime you want to.
Stop.
Right there. Now look, make sure I don't move my hand. I'm going to come straight down. Would you say that's the head?
Yeah.
You chose the head. Here's what's crazy. The potential victim has lost his head. Voodoo is real. But it's not, it's just a magic trick. Shall we bring the voodoo back? Shall we bring the head back? Look, all you have to do to bring the head back is wave your hand over the victim on 3. I'll snap my finger. 1, 2, 3, I'll snap my fingers. You wave your hand over, and when you do, the head will come back. Big finish. 1, 2, 3. The head is on your hand. Oh my God. Stuck to your hand. Voodoo is real. Now, when I was in Newcastle at Wizards Weekender with Chris, I actually said I hadn't seen Voodoo at that point. And I said to him, I'd kind of seen part of a trailer and it reminded me of a trick from years ago that I bought from Keith Bennett. And he actually said to me that that was kind of the starting point. I remember that trick very, very well, and having now seen Chris's Voodoo, they are 2 completely different tricks. And honestly, this is 1,000 times better, because what he has done is he has taken how can I say this? So he's taken the sort of the premise of this packet trick that I remember from years ago, changed the method completely, made it a lot easier, and then updated it by incorporating a sort of impossible revelation that kind of reminds me a bit of The Web by Jim Pace. Other people have done that. Obviously, Jeff Williams has had work on that. I've got work on that. Most recently, Deuce Gala has work on that with a ladybird. But he's combined it with the head. So the whole idea is that you bring these cards out, you show the cards, You give one to the spectator, you give the other card onto their other hand, and you know the body part that they choose to hit vanishes and then appears on the back of their hand. Now this is ridiculously commercial. Anytime you get an impossible revelation like that, anytime something appears on somebody's hand or somebody's body and they're not aware of it, it's always a really strong moment when you're performing to lay people. I know this firsthand. You know, I've performed lots of tricks where, you know, there's something that appears and they don't know it's going to be there, and it always freaks them out. So the moment that that head disappears and then they wave their hand over and it appears on the back of their hand, it's a really strong moment. Now what Chris has done is he's tried to take away the scare factor that's inherent with the web by Jim Pace. Now if you don't know, the web has an end reveal where a spider's on the back of the hand and it freaks people out. Now Deuce Gala went down this route as well and changed it to a ladybird and changed the presentation so that it was less scary. But I think Chris has managed to achieve this even better. I really do. I think that moment where the head's there, it's surprising without being scary. The cool thing about this is it's literally just one move. One move. If you can do two moves. If you can do two moves, you can do the whole trick, and they're very, very, very simple moves to do. There's nothing difficult going on in the trick, but it's going to allow you to perform this whole routine. It's instantly reset. Everything is examinable at the end, and I love the hook. The Voodoo hook is something that I've used in a lot of my work. The Voodoo hook is something that's very, very interesting, and I love what Chris has done with this. The props look great. They're well made. Yeah, the tutorial is what it is. It's like a 7-minute tutorial. You've got a studio performance. And then you've got a tutorial. It's very basic, it's very simple, because honestly, there's not really much to say about it. It is so simple, but it's exactly what Chris Congre does so well. He takes plots, makes them really interesting, and makes the method very, very simple, and that's what we've got here. So this is the first one. This is Voodoo. I'm going to give this 95%. If you're looking for a really strong walk-around piece that resets instantly, that's examinable, where the magic happens in the hands of the spectator and no table is required, then this is one for you. Voodoo by Chris Congre and Stellar Magic. Now, let's move on with the next review. So next up on the review show, we have Chris's adaptation of the Princess card trick. That's right, Chris's adaptation of the Princess card trick. Now, if you don't know the Princess card trick, it's been around for years. I'm not going to explain what the Princess card trick is. What Chris has done is he's taken a trick that normally involves several gaffed cards that really can't be examined, and he's put it into the advertising card that you would have in your deck of cards, which means that this can be in the deck and you can do this anytime, anywhere, as a very quick walk around miracle. Now I got a chance to perform this to Thea as well, so I'm going to show you the performance of this, and then after the performance we'll talk about what I think. So this is Princess Rules, Thea. It's a trick by Chris Congre. Now obviously you know playing cards. What's important is this. Have you ever seen one of these before? This is what comes in the deck when you open the deck of cards. You know this, right? You've opened enough decks. These are the game rules. This is how to play the game, basically. This is what you do. Now, what's interesting is on this side, they have the step-by-step rules of poker. Like the pre-flop, I think that's when you go to the toilet before you play the game. Then the flop, I think that's when you actually go to the toilet during the game. That's the turn. Don't know what that is. The river. That's
when you turn the card over, and in the river when the cards flow down the river.
Maybe, I don't know. But on the other side, here's what's interesting, right? On the other side, you've got the rules of the game continue. You've got the rank of the cards, like a royal flush, straight flush, full recline, full house, all that. But there's some cards at the bottom, right there. You can see them, yeah? Can you just think of one of those cards? Don't tell me, just think of one. You got one?
Hang on.
Just quickly. You got one?
Yep.
Good. Well, I'm going to put it back over there. Put your hand on the other side. Now, you know that I could do sleight of hand with a deck of cards. You know the hand is faster than the eye, and somehow I could maybe palm something out secretly using my super ninja skills. I could go, ho-ha, ho-ha, I can palm stuff, right? I'm going to try and make the card that
you have not got ninja skills.
I've got ninja skills. Look at this. When you look at this, you think ninja. Shut up. Put your hand on the top. I'm a ninja.
No, you're not.
However, I'm not going to use my ninja skills. Shut up.
Because you're not a ninja.
I'm not going to use my ninja skills today.
Because you're not a ninja.
Real ninjas wear plaid. That's all you need to know. What I'm going to stop talking. What I'm going to do, the card you're thinking of, there were 6 cards altogether. You thought of one of them. I'm going to make the card that you thought of disappear off the advertising card. That's it. It just got real right here in Cannock. Watch. I'm just doing my ninja warm-ups. Hang on. Stop it. I'm ninja warming up, all right? Yeah! Done. Done. Lift up your hand. Ninja warm-up done. Ninja skills. Hiya. Done the thing. Do you know why? There were 6 cards. Now there's only 5 cards. 1 card has disappeared. Has your card gone?
Possibly not.
Yes, it
We'll
has.
never know.
I will know because it has, and you don't know how it works. And so that is that is the trick. That's exactly what happens. If anybody here does the princess card trick, you'll know exactly what's going on. But that's not a bad thing. This is not meant to be a magician fooler. This is meant to do what I love doing, and Chris has done this wonderfully with this trick, which is he's taken a classic of magic, completely reinvented the method, and has basically just streamlined it so that the magic happens in the hand of the spectator. I love the premise of the advertising card. I love the premise of them holding onto the card and the magic happening in their hand. I love everything about this. I've always loved the princess card trick. It's a great plot in magic. Like I said, normally you've got gaffed cards that you have to contend with. The cards aren't really examinable at the end. But with this, you've done away with all of that. You've done away with all of it, and you're left with a very strong, very direct moment of magic that really will blow people away. I love this. There's nothing else to say about this, really. There is one more thing to say about this. For anybody who's got this, the one weak point of the princess card trick, or any version of the princess card trick really, is you don't bring the card back. And there are ways that people have talked about to bring the card back. But what you have here, what's really nice here, is because you've got the advertising card from a deck of cards, you can very easily bring the card back. All I'm going to say to you is think face-up cards and plastidip. That's all I'm going to say. Think face-up cards and plastidip. And for those that have got this will know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, but there's nothing else really to say. I love this. I think it's great. I think it's the best version of the princess card trick that I've ever seen. And as such, I'm going to give this 97%. 97% for Chris Congre. It is a great trick. And now we're going to move on to one that I had to see, because Nemid Phoenix, my friend Nemid Phoenix, told me this is one of his favourite tricks that Chris has ever produced. As soon as I heard that, I knew I had to pay attention. So next up we have Anagram, again by Chris Congre and Stellar Magic. And like I said, I say this over and over again on this channel. For me, one of the best close-up magicians of all time is Nemid Phoenix. I have seen him perform and just slay audiences dead. I go to gigs with him and I have to work really hard just to keep up. Why am I telling you this? Because Nemid, when he puts something new into his act, it has to be good. And he told me that he got this at Blackpool, and this is something that he's been doing at most gigs since then. And this is classic Chris Congre. This is, in essence, a magical gag. In fact, honestly, the way that Nemid performs this, the way that I plan to perform this, is as a gag. Yes, there are other ways of performing it, absolutely. However, the way that I saw Chris perform it, so I saw him do this on stage to Nicola Arcane, and I saw how well it played there. Nemid then told me how well it played for him. I'm sold. I am sold. I took this to a gig the other day. I did it at the gig. Brilliant trick. Absolutely brilliant trick. Now you're about to see a performance of it. I don't really want to say what Anagram's about, so let's have a look at a performance of it. After the performance, we'll talk about what I think. I'm going to try and read your mind in a minute. I'm going to write something on here. I'm going to read your mind. Now, before I do, the kids have been playing this game recently. It's called Anagram. Have you heard of it?
Nope.
You know what an anagram is? It's like a word, but they've mixed the letters around.
Oh, okay.
And you've got to look at that word, but with the mixed up letters, and you've got to try and guess what the word is.
Oh, God.
Some of these are easy, some of these are quite difficult. Like this one, for example, it gives you a tip. So this is a movie.
Okay.
What do you reckon that is?
Jaws.
See, you're a natural. You said, oh my God.
Yes.
That's, okay,
That's blue.
this is a little bit more tricky. This one here is an item of cutlery.
A spoon.
You're brilliant. I'm gonna make it a little bit more complicated. I'm gonna look for a harder one. This is a celebrity.
Ooh.
Sweaty Ken. Yeah, Sweaty Ken's not the celebrity.
Can I say Sweaty Ken?
No, he's not the celebrity.
Oh, I don't know. Sweaty Ken. That's
Shall I tell you?
my go-to. Yeah.
Kanye West.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I would not have got it.
It's a bit of a tricky one. Would you have got that one?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah.
No.
Let's try an easier one. Let's switch back to an easier
We
one.
like the easy ones.
Okay, look. There's absolutely no way you're not going to get this one.
Okay.
It's a movie.
Oh my God. E.T.
Exactly. You were worrying me there for a minute, Rach. I got to be honest. I mean, you got Jaws, but you didn't get E.T. I mean, what's going on, right? It's just... Anyway,
Come back it up.
the kids will never play this game with me.
Okay.
Do you know why? I cheat.
Oh,
I
okay.
read their mind because the way the game works is you see it and you're supposed to like work out what it is.
Okay.
I can actually read somebody's mind and tell you what it is beforehand.
Oh, okay.
So do not show me. Do not tell me. You can show the camera if you want to,
Okay.
but not show me. Just take. We'll give them a bit of a one of them. Just take any one that you want to, anyone, but do not show me. Do not tell me. Have a look at it, and hopefully you should be able to. You should be able to guess what it is, and just show the camera, okay?
Okay.
You got it, right? Okay. So I'm going to try and read your mind. Don't let me see it. Put it down under your hand or something. Don't let me see it. Right? Okay. You know what this is.
Oh, I know what this is.
You saw the anagram, but you know what it is.
I
Okay.
don't really know
Okay.
what this
Look
is.
at me. I'm going to try and connect with you. Right. Okay. This is a body part.
This is a body part.
Okay. I can see a body part. This is a part of the body that's like straight and long sort of thing. Is that right? Is that right?
It is. It is.
That's what I thought. I'm tuning into you, Rach. I'm tuning into
You're
you.
tuning in well.
Right. Oh, in the morning, can this be a bit stiff?
It can. Yeah.
I've got it. Hang on.
I love your description.
Okay, I think I've got it. I think I've tuned in. I've committed myself now.
Okay.
What were you thinking of?
A penis.
What? It's a spine. I mean, really? I mean, how to lower the tone on Magic TV? I think we broke, right?
I can't make it a bit stiff in the
Okay, so let's be honest. You're not going to do this at your next kid show. You're not going to do this at your next family show. You're not going to do this in certain situations. However, there are going to be certain gigs that you're going to do this at, and it is going to be literally better than anything else you do. It's going to be better than that incredibly complicated card routine that you spent 15 years learning. It's going to be better than your favourite coin trick that you spent 15 years learning. This is something that you can literally do immediately. And like I say, it's basically a gag. It's basically a gag, but oh my God, it's so funny. It's so funny. And I just, it's one of those tricks that even though I've only took it to one gig, I want to do it at every single table. I think I'm going to be disappointed if I go to a table and I get a vibe that this wouldn't be appropriate. And I know there's going to be people watching this and they're going to go, oh, I wouldn't do that. That's devaluing the art. And for those people that say that, you know, let's see how you fare not doing that sort of material in a hen party and see how that goes for you. Because there are times and places where this sort of routine is going to absolutely kill, and kill hard. And this is probably, and don't forget, I'm a fan of Chris. I've read all of his books, got all of his products. I'm a fan of Chris Congre. Telling you right now, this is probably my favourite Chris Congre trick of all time. This is getting 100%. I don't care what you've got to do to get this. It's available through Murphy's, I believe, but it's available through Stellar Magic as well. Do whatever you need to do to get this. It takes up no pocket space. It just sits there in your pocket and you're ready to go at a moment's notice. I love this, and I think that you guys will love this as well. You'll know immediately after watching that performance if it's the sort of thing that would work for you or not. Regardless, I love it, and it is just a killer. Chris, if you're watching this, congratulations. Anagram is insanely good. So we've got one final review, and this is called Dead Cert, which again is by Chris Congre and Stellar Magic. So what is Dead Cert? Well, Dead Cert is kind of like an everyday carry. It doesn't have to be an everyday carry. It can be kind of more of an actual prediction type thing, or it can be an everyday carry. But look, I'm not going to say anything. I just want you to watch this. Just watch this performance, and remember, none of this was set up.
So it uses a pack of playing cards. I should point out to you, by the way, I have a prediction in my pocket. This is my prediction. Before we even begin, I'm going to put that prediction there. Okay. Now, I'm going to shuffle the cards, but I want you to see, most importantly, they are all there and they are all different, yes?
Yep.
Now, you're going to pick a card, all right? And you can have any card you want to. So just put your finger out and just touch one. That one there, have a look at the card, remember it. Show everyone, don't show me. And then you put it back in the pack. Yeah?
Yep.
Good stuff. So you could have picked any card. You picked one card and one card in particular.
Yep.
And when I snap my fingers, you're gonna name a famous historical figure, somebody that was, a historical figure like back in the day. Any famous historical figure.
Like a person.
Like a person, yeah. Anybody that was like maybe around back in the day.
Okay.
Many years ago. Don't go as far back as like Caveman Bob. But any historical, neither do I, made it up. I'm assuming there's a caveman out there somewhere called Bob.
Maybe, yep.
Any historical figure, somebody from history, name that person now.
Henry VIII.
Henry VIII. There we go. It's because you've been watching Six
It's
recently.
because I've watched Six. I know that. That's one
I know these things. If I told you I had a picture of Henry VIII, would that be good?
I'd say you know me very well.
That would be amazing, though, wouldn't it? Because you could have named anybody.
Yeah.
Rach, this is a picture of Henry VIII. I mean, obviously he's dead now, but look, it's Henry VIII.
It's him now.
but he's holding a playing card, Rach. He's holding one card and one card only.
What?
The Three of Hearts.
That's my card.
Did you know Henry VIII was a bit of a magician as well?
Oh my God.
I know.
Look at this kid. Got the best teeth for a dead man.
Not as good as the penis, but still good.
Oh, do you know what? Literally, that's up there. Oh,
That's up there. So.
Okay, so I've watched Chris do this at a gig, table to table to table to table, and hit every single time. Look, there's going to be people watching this, and if they buy this, and by the way, I would buy this if I were you, and if you buy this, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, I want something that's a little bit more surefire. And I totally get that. I totally understand that. This, however, for me, and maybe it's because I hadn't heard of it, and Chris showed it me for the first time, and when he showed it me, I was just bowled over, like literally floored. I had nowhere to go. Thomas Maloney was standing next to me watching this performance, and when he saw the performance and he saw Chris do this, he was like, wait, what? What? Like, this is a magician destroyer. Not a magician fool or a magician destroyer. Now, the trade-off is, if I'm being honest as a reviewer, will this be 100% surefire? No. Does Chris cover what happens if this doesn't work? Absolutely. Is it worth having with you for the 99% of the time that it does hit? Yes. I think it's definitely a good trade-off. The thinking behind this is very, very clever, and it is very, very simple. That's the important thing. Out of everything that I've reviewed today, it's the most simplest. There's no moves. As long as you can talk and you can follow a script, then you can do this trick. And you can do this trick and you can get the type of reactions that I get when I perform this trick. And I have had it not hit a couple of times, and I don't care, because of following the advice that Chris goes through. on the actual instructions. As it stands, there's nothing else I can say. Without exposing everything, there's nothing else I can say. All I can tell you is this is a really strong trick and a very good part of the Stellar Magic lineup. I'm giving this 90%. So there you go, guys. That's another video in the bag. Thanks once again for joining me right here on Magic TV. Now, if you want to check out all of Chris's material, you can do so by going to Stellar Magic. That's his magic shop. That's where you buy his books. That's where you buy his tricks. Some of Chris's stuff does go into Murphy's and therefore is available from all dealers. Chris has had stuff in the past that's only been available from companies like Alakazam. But my attitude is bed, borrow and steal anything that you see Chris Congre do, because he is a real worker and one of the good guys in Magic. So go and support him. He does ship worldwide, and Stellar Magic is a great company. Now, outside of that, thank you very much for joining me on this review show special. Don't forget, you want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. I'm going to be back again tomorrow with another video. Don't forget, we had a Q&A go up at 12 o'clock today, so make sure you go watch the Q&A, and I will see you again soon. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Craig. Oh, almost forgot. Don't forget to join the Netrix. It's my online streaming platform for magicians. It's thenetrix.com. You can go and get access and see what all the fuss is about. I'll see you again soon. My name's Craig, and this is Magic TV.